Yeah, you got it.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the Full Court Press Podcast. This is episode 8. Episode 8,
Eight of them
man.
things.
And we got another special one for you guys, man. We got the one, the only, Norense Odiase,
King No.
the North Cali legend, Texas Tech basketball
Fort Worth
legend.
legend.
What's good? What's good? I'm happy to be here, man, with the fellas.
Yeah.
The day ones.
That ones.
My neck hurt looking like it. It's a blessing to be here and to see what y'all doing. This is a big setup. I'm thankful to see how y'all have grown and how y'all growing. So
Yeah, man, we're trying to get like you, man.
I'm
That's
just
dope.
I'm just trying to go. But seriously, this is it's a big accomplishment. Whenever you start something like this and you got people behind you, and good episodes and quality content, I'm behind it. So thank you guys for having me.
My God.
I appreciate it, brother. Well, so you know how we like to start the episodes. We like to talk about the wine. So this one, I know you like cab, bro. Yeah. So I had to lace you with some cab on the first.
Talk heavy.
What is it? Body Maniac?
So this is why I picked this one.
Okay.
So I know my boy like cab, but this is a biodynamic cab. What is that? Everybody asks. So with biodynamic wines, the terroir, which is where they grow the grapes, basically the land they grow the grapes on, with those, they don't put no chemicals or anything in it. It's all natural. So like whatever is around it, that's what helping it grow. Like animals, anything surrounding it and stuff, like they don't touch it. They don't touch it. So that's why I picked one for you. Like I feel like wherever you at, bro, you just gonna thrive in. So that's why I picked the biodynamic wines for you, brother.
That's love. I'm glad to hear the story. I have no idea what that was before then, so I appreciate that. But I'm a cab guy, so I'm glad that I got some bio cab. Appreciate that.
Let's taste it a little bit. See what you feel like. What you feel like?
No, I didn't taste it without y'all.
I like it. It's pretty good. I like it. I don't like sweet wines. I like it real raw, real gritty, nice. Back in the hometown, Fort Worth, Texas, grit. It matched the look. It matches. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Already, man. I appreciate that you like it, man. And we got another we're gonna try later, but we're gonna sit on that one for a little bit. I'm gonna tell you later, bro. I got you.
I had the sneak peek. My bad.
So, man, Norense Odiase, my brother. We've been friends for a minute, but like, we ain't OGs like day ones, like since diapers. So tell us a little bit how you grew up, bro. Like being a son of Nigerian immigrants, twins. Like, let's get into all of that, bro.
Yeah, it's funny. I just talked about it earlier. I had a speaking thing, but I have a funny story that I didn't know. I'm a twin, one of 4. My family has 2 sets of twins. I'm the youngest, and growing up in, I guess, an urban community, it's different because you have 2 different lifestyles. You have the Nigerian experience, and then you have the Fort Worth, the nigga the experience. Yeah. So you have a kid trying to travel and find his identity, being a twin and being different from his twin, trying to break out of that. And then on the other hand, you have a kid trying to fit in with the niggas in the school. So it was a different, interesting dynamic trying to pave my path through school, but I mean, glory to God, I got here. But it was a different experience for sure.
At what age did you finally like try not to, assimilate both cultures, but you know what I'm saying, instead of trying to fit in on both sides, when did you finally get like, this is me and I'm gonna take a little bit for this and a little bit from that, but I'm gonna be me regardless?
I could answer that, and it'd be beautiful. Obviously, I'm your guest to answer that. But I kind of wanted to ask you to answer that because in the early stages, I mean, our best friend, Tevin, I met him in 5th grade. I kind of started that. But I think during the years when I met you is really when I kind of, what do you think?
Yeah, I do kind of feel that. Cause like I didn't know you before then. Like we knew of each other. But once we did start hanging out, I did see you go from, okay, I'm trying to hide, this out a little bit around these people. Yeah. And then you got to the point where like, okay, now I'm really going to embrace this. Like
even with like the older crew in Braxton, it was funny. It was funny because here I am trying to find myself with the guys on our in our age with the Torrances and the Jaylens, but then I've finally got to of relevance basketball wise that I'm on the team with Braxton and and the C-Trays and those guys and the Prayers is where I'm like, okay, do I fit in with them or do I fit in? So it's just like at one point I was just like, screw it, I'm gonna just be me with the friends that I have, and then the people that love me, and that's why. It was kind of fortunate and for me to have met a Braxton and those guys on the team, because it's like it's cool to be, normal, regular guys. Like
so my answer to that was like, Jordan asked what age you remember that coming of into fruition, I guess, but like I was gonna ask you what event happened where you was just like, fuck it, I gotta be me. But like as you said, like fitting in with the older crew, I feel like around that time too, what made all of that jail was like, bro, none of us was afraid to laugh at ourselves. But like, bro, we used to roast from sun up to sundown. So it's like you couldn't really take yourself that serious. Like, bro, somebody's gonna roast you today. It's okay. Like
that is very
like nobody was like immune to that. Like everybody was gonna get it,
bro. The coaches used to get roasted. Like, so I feel like that helped a lot of us looking back too. Like, because none of us were like who we became in that moment, but like it helped all of us. Like, damn, like they roast just like me.
Facts. Yeah. And I think a huge part, honestly, is you, bro. Like you were somebody.
Childish, bro.
Yeah, but like we kind of gravitated towards like we saw you as like a leader of you could have fun but you could be mature. Bro, so it's like we gravitated towards that, and we're like, okay, it's cool to just be ourselves and be. So I think the gelling of the two groups, and I was able to find myself throughout all that. So,
I love that. Love that.
Oh, that's what's up, bro. So moving on from high school, going into college, was basketball always like? When did basketball become? Oh, this is what I wanted to do after high school. Did you always have that thought, like growing up? Did it start in high school? Like when did that start?
That's a great question. Take it back. I think it's well documented that I wasn't really good initially at basketball, but my basketball journey started when I used to sit around, watch my family watch. I was without my dad actually from 8 to 18. I was without my dad in my life, not because he wanted to leave, because he had a visa. He took a job in Nigeria. He was the chairman of the board in a state of all the hospitals. He's a pharmacist. So he had a good job, basically a promotion, and he left. And when he tried to come back, they denied his visa for 10 years. So throughout from second grade, first to second grade, throughout high school, I was out with my dad. So, but before that, I used to watch my dad and my family watch. My dad's favorite player was Hakeem Olajuwon. I used to watch him like the old games. I used to watch those old games, and then the Spurs versus the Lakers. I used to watch those games, and I used to just see the joy behind their eyes when they watched the game. And it wasn't initially that I just loved the game of basketball, but I was just like, why are they shouting? I like that. I like the feeling that gives them. Mm-hmm. And so when my dad left, I kind of wanted to create that for my family or something. So I had to grasp onto something. And as I kind of ascended and as I grew, it just made sense to go after that. So
that's what I do. Yeah.
I remember in 7th grade, I went in. I didn't make the team. I got cut from the basketball team my 8th grade year. I got on the C team. And then 9th grade, I made the freshman team. And then 10th grade, I finally made varsity. But throughout all that, I really just fell in love with, the feeling that it gave somebody else. And then as you work in something, you find a love for the game. But initially, I didn't actually love the game. I just loved the feeling. And to revert that to this day, I kind of find my why in how the game and being around people, how it makes people feel. So that was kind of, what connected me to basketball initially.
This is not to jump off of your your childhood upbringing, but what would you say is like, the question still works for you, but you're still playing.
Right.
But like, what did you miss the most from basketball? Because I have my answer, but I want to hear yours.
I can go a lot of ways with that question, but you mean strictly in college or?
From second grade to college. Once you graduated, left Tech, what was the thing you was like, damn, like...
There's hella... okay, I could tell you, in this age, and it's just unfortunate, or it's just how it's going, it's like the richness, the real together, the group, the camaraderie, that I feel like that kind of is watered down as you get along. Like, when I went from North Crowley to Tech, honestly, I kind of fell in love with the game at Tech again because of just the fans and the love and the grit and the togetherness, and it meant something. And every single day you're with 15 guys grinding for a better tomorrow. Like, the process is what I fell in love with. And so when you leave college, where it's process, and you have a vision, you want to make it to the national championship, you have a goal, like you're grinding, you see yourself progression, that gets you motivated, and you see how the city and the communities, like, it galvanizes everybody, it gets everybody going, it charges you. But then when you go professional, and then you kind of see like the politics, it's a job, and it's really about like fans, and like, it's less about the game and more about how many seats we can fill. There's a loss of a love for the game. It's like, when I was at Tech, it's really the people that really charged me up. Like as a kid, that's why I loved the game in the first place. And then in college, you see it, like they're genuinely charged to watch you, and it means something. Yeah. And then when it kind of is watered down by the professional ranks, it's unfortunate. But I would say what I miss is just the real, like, the togetherness of the journey in college.
That's a fire answer. Mine was camaraderie for sure. Like I said, just roasting, just like, bro, because it's like, you don't understand once you leave that, like,
you can't recreate that anywhere.
Bro, you're in, like, still to this day, like, I'm in a group text with like 18 people from college, but like, bro, it's not the same as like walking to the weight room, like firing somebody. Like, bro, that was what I missed.
Like, I remember we'd have, I think it was Young Dolph, RP Young Dolph, but he came to Tech. It was a crazy concert. Guys was out lit. Like, the next day we had practice, but it was just like, it's the unsaid to college. Like, it just makes it fun. So, I definitely missed that for sure.
Damn.
So would you say, like, during college and stuff, the joy was just natural? Like, and then, like, once you got to the pros, it was more, I got to find this joy either again, or I just have to find it. It's like an everyday thing.
I think that's a great question, because I feel like the joy was natural, but I think the joy can be found, don't get me wrong, in the professional ranks, but it's leadership, right? Whenever you have leadership and you have clear goals, you have like real relationships, it all bases off that, and you have a clear objective, like that sparks the joy in the day-to-day, the process. Whenever you don't have that, and it's just, I want to get to this place, I want to get picked up by this team, or that coach is looking to leave. It's all like everybody's going different paths, so it's like, it's not fun anymore because you're thinking in the back of the head, are they talking to me because they see like there's a GM there and they want to look like they're actually coaching, or they're actually care, or do they actually care? Like, it's so many variables that's different, that it's just, but as I go, I have to stay focused on my journey and how God has a path for me. So, but it does, if to be honest, it does take a toll on you, and it kind of waters down the whole process.
Damn.
So would you say you like a goal-oriented person?
Hell yeah, even too much so. Like I think at this point in my life, I think at our age, like, if I don't have a kid, like, this man's blessed with a kid and a wife, that's beautiful. But if I don't have a kid or a wife, or like a real something to come back, I should be using all my energy going after something and building something and creating legacy for people.
Shit, even when you do get that, it's
exactly.
Now, when you get it, it's like, now I really need it.
Yeah.
Before I just needed it for me, but now it's like, I gotta go get it.
See, and I always thought of it just practically, like, okay, you have a job, you work at Lockheed, you have a house, a family, that's a job. For me, it's like, I got a job, but like, my jobs, everything else I do, I mean, I don't have kids, so why don't I pour that energy into something else? But no, that's how I look at it. And I think every time I can set a goal or a podcast or my job or basketball, it gets me going, and the joy happens in the day-to-day. So, yeah, I definitely probably set too many goals. Yeah.
So, staying on the goal thing, so like, do you feel like in college that you reached every goal that you set up? Like, when you first walked into tech, what goals did you have, and you feel like you reached all of those?
Man, I would say no, but then I would say yes. I'd say that because of this. When you go into college, right? Every player is a basketball player. I want to be an NBA player. I want to be an NBA player. I want to do this. I want to make this strive. I want to be freshman of the year. I want to be player of the year. And it's like, yeah, my path didn't lead to that, but it led to so much more. And it led to me, God, telling, oh, this kid needs to learn these traits. This kid needs to sit down, first injury, and learn, hey, like, it's not about you. Learn leadership, learn different things, learn how to see the game, how to talk to people. Okay, second, learn about, how to communicate. My second broken foot, I learned, like, I can't just tell somebody. I have to actually learn about their family and their lives. And I was reading books on leadership and communication. Those two steps in my journey was so instrumental to my path, because now I'm a better communicator with people, and I can serve people, like, from my initial why. And so when you look at the goals that you have, yeah, you didn't do this, yeah, you didn't do this, but you did all this, and you're able to lead and leave a legacy for so many people, not only your community, but the school and alumni. There's so many goals that initially, as a selfish guy, just wanting to strive, disconnected from his why, just wanting to get there because of why. Yeah. So many people want to get there, but they forget why. Just the money, and then what? Like, what about it? And so I would say no, but I gained so much more, I think, and I'm still going. So.
Hell yeah.
No, that's what's up, bro. So, staying on college a little bit longer, because there's a couple of things I do want to get to. One that you mentioned was going through those two injuries. You seem like a person, I mean, I do know you, but like, even outside looking in, you seem like a person that thrives through adversity. Yeah. How do you feel like you've grown, like, in that space, or how did you get through those two injuries?
That's a great question. I feel like because the way I grew up, my dad, I've never seen him cry in my life. Just a backstory on that. He comes from a city, Benin City in Nigeria, where they were the first royal city. Not that anybody cares, but they're the first royal, real rich city in Nigeria. Okay. And so there's a lot of pride that comes with that. And so he's real like this. He came here, him and my mom came here, they strive, they reach their goals, and they're going. So they face so much adversity, but it's always the next thing. It was always that mentality for them. And me being his son and him going away, I really took on that mentality to an extreme, almost, to where, like, I have to do this, and I have to strive, and I have to go. And it's like I thrive through adversity, but initially I always... I said this. I had the privilege to speak in front of a graduate school at Texas Tech this last weekend. Okay. And this is the first time I said this. People looking at me would say, okay, this guy is so powerful. This guy is an inspiration. This guy is, like, so going after it. But for me, it was always powered by pain, right? Because of my dad, because of those things in my life, I was always striving. Like, I got to push through it. Through pain, not pushing through purpose, through, like, service. Yeah, there was one part of me that said, okay, I'm this service, but the other part of me that wanted to go and strive was really powered by the pain of my past, and I actually got sexually assaulted by older women in my life. So it's just the pain of, like, the insignificance kind of powering through. So on the outside, people might say, oh, this guy is striving and doing through adversity. But in my head, in my side, it's just like... survival mode. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So it was just never a thing to me. It was just like, all right, next thing. Yeah, I gained a lot of traits through going through that, but the initial why wasn't this beautiful thing, So I'm able to now reconnect with my initial why of purpose, serving people, through the journey that I went through the broken foot, through another broken foot, through the passing of my family, just because of I can look back and say, wow, God has placed His hand on me each step of the way, and I'm glad I got out of it. So
yeah, and I can 100% like relate to that because growing up, adversity hit. Yeah. My dad, like, seeing my dad go through, my mom, my sister, like, people like that close to me, even myself, it was like, bro, we done got through all of this. So like, as I get older, it's like, that's why I don't stress about trip about nothing for too long. Like, I'm human. I'm definitely gonna trip, and I might sulk for a couple of hours or maybe even a whole day, but like, I'm never gonna like be too down on myself because at the end of the day, God didn't get me through all of this for me to just like give up now.
Facts. Yeah. Do you feel like your injuries made you a more well-rounded person based off of what it forced you to do once you injured yourself?
Yeah, that's hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I asked that, bro, because it's like, kind of like how you didn't refer to yourself as a hothead, but like, you definitely had to slow down and like understand. You said you understood communication better with your foot, like, because it forced you to not just like tell somebody something. I gotta hear them out. Like,
yeah.
Bro, my injury was like, it forced me to understand the part of communication that wasn't talking. Kind of the same, but it's like, just shut up and listen.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, like I understood on a way more deeper level when it was just like, just letting somebody talk. Yeah. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that because, a lot of it was listening. Like, I was fortunate to be around a good group, good staff to where they could tell the days that I wasn't feeling like it or I wasn't into it, to kind of pick me up and to say the right things for me to build, okay, I can still learn and contribute to a team when I'm hurt. So I was just learning those interpersonal skills, those intangibles, if you will, to kind of build. And God knew why He was putting me through that pain and that pressure. And it's like, whenever you feel struggle, like, that's a reason. There's purpose in your struggle. Like, there's somewhere that you need to get through, that you need to learn the traits through whatever you're going through to get to there. So I couldn't see that at the time, at some times, but as I grew and communicating through those things, and I really learned, like, this is like a good scan or a good lens of life. Shit ain't always gonna be sweet. So how can you get through this to get to there? So
it put life into perspective for me. Like Jordan said, like, if God got me through this, bro, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't trip that hard, but like, yeah, that showed me for sure, like, I got some resilience.
Right.
Like,
it's funny because for me, I look at things like case studies, like, okay, somebody doubts me. I'm not supposed to be at Texas Tech anyway. I didn't have any offers. Okay, check. If somebody says you can't get through that or you can't push that, I had an injury, another injury, family traumas. I'm here. Yes. Like, so it gives you like a feedback loop of, okay, I've done this before. I can keep going. Like, yes, it might have looked different, but in my life, I've gotten to this place through a lot of different things. A lot of times, as we're striving, we're trying to go, a lot of us forget what we've already been through and the trials that we've already faced. So,
and that to me, that shit is empowering when you, like, quote unquote, get up after falling down, like, cause you showing yourself what you made of. Yeah.
That's facts.
That's hard. So the question I have, or one of the main questions I have, is like, and not to like just segue out of college, but why the title Mind Bully? Damn. Like I you can answer that how you want, but like,
just the intro there, man. Mind Bully podcast, one of the, I'll say one of the hottest podcasts out
That's
right
love.
now. Like, one of the new hottest podcasts.
That's love.
Tune in, like, Mind Bully.
I'm black as hell, but I'm blessed.
I seen it like grow legit from day one, like creating a logo, then going through the name and everything. So yeah, bro, like, what made you finally decide, okay, like, Mind Bully is it?
I ain't gonna lie, it sounds good. I think it sounds good. But no, I did a lot. Like, and for me, I really, like, I'm hard on myself, so I'm asking people. I think I asked you different names, and like, I prayed about it, and it was just like, Mind Bully later on would look good on the t-shirt. Mind Bully, they had the domain. Mind Bully, it's just like, it was the thought of just life, like, that, like I said, the two different sides. I was one way and I was the other way, and I feel like everybody listen to your podcast. They have that negative voice in their head that tells them they can't go, they can't strive, or is looking at their past, or is looking anxious about their future. They have that voice, and it just made sense that, like, in my mind, I'm a bully, like a dog in nature, but it's like you have that inner, that other side of you that's trying to get you as well. And I like the narrative of fight. Life is a fight, and those kind of analogies to kind of play out in your head. So mind bully just made sense to me whenever you're battling and you're in a journey trying to overcome that voice in your head. Mind bully. He came up with that.
That's hard.
Yeah.
So, like, what made you finally decide, okay, I want to do a podcast? Because I feel like I've been telling you that. Like, I've been telling you, bro, you need to do a podcast. You need to do a podcast. I know, like, after you graduated, after, you know, y'all lost the national championship, that still hurt.
Yeah, hell yeah. It hurts.
But it still was an accomplishment, though, for sure.
Bro, that's hard. Even to lose, though, it's like, bro, you know how many motherfuckers won't even sniff that game?
Nah, yeah.
Bro.
And you know, whenever I look back on it, I'm able to kind of appreciate the journey and everything we got through. But people ask me all the time, like, how did it feel, like, being a national champ? But for me, I'm like, I didn't really enjoy it in the moment because I'm always next, gold, next. And so, like, even the journey to get there, I'm just like, all right, next. And I did a thing where all the guys, they had to turn in their phones. Like, I was the leader of the team, the captain of the team, whatever. So, like, at night, because, you know, at that time, there was so much, bro.
Man.
So much. Like, you couldn't even believe the outside press, the reporters, everybody, even family, like. So I was like, go every single night. We had our guy Coop. He'd pick up the phones at night, like at 9. So you couldn't, like, your mindset was on the game and the practice. So I was so locked in, like, that I didn't really enjoy that process of it. So now I look back and I'm like, damn, that was huge.
Yeah.
But again,
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. 9?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I feel him.
Yeah, bro. It was just a time where, like, when you're in it, you like to win it. You gotta be that in it. So that it was a time, man, for sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, like, would you say, like, your journey after college, like, you know, going to the Suns training camp, going through that G League year, then going overseas, would you say that, like, kind of, what led to you, like, okay, I want to start a podcast, I want to tell my story? At what point did you feel like, I need to tell my story?
Yeah, I'm an extroverted guy. You know, I'm a talker. Sure. I like.
This is why I always tells you to, like,
in life. Like, I've always, like, through college, I used to Snapchat. I used to do these things. Like, that's how I am. If I see something I'm recording, I'm gonna talk about it. Whatever. I'm very opinionated. Yeah. But the thing that got me to a podcast was just, I went through a tough time in Germany, and I felt like I needed to, you know, tell that story and to speak to people going through a tough time just like me. And the reason why I picked the podcast at that time specifically is because I knew I needed something to give back, not only to Lubbock, but, like, to life. But this probably has nothing to do with it. But I just saw guys, my teammates that summer, having basketball camps and giving back through that way. And for me, I've always been stubborn and I've always been different. And I'm just like, I don't want to take from people. You know, it's easy to go back to Lubbock and run up a bag, make thousands running a camp. And it's like, that's cool. But, like, I like things with purpose. Like, I don't care about the money. Yeah, they probably have a purpose behind it. But for me, I like things that are purposeful and for meaning, not just, I'm a basketball player, I'm going to run a camp. No. So I'm like, how is a way to give back to a community that's done so much to me and give back to even other people, like, that's done so much to me? And I thought podcast, and my strength coach that's now at Texas, John Riley, he called me and it was like God confirming. He was like, yeah, you should do something like something media or something that's not just tech, but something for, I was like, okay, yeah, this is it. Podcast, so I went after podcast full throttle. So
it's crazy how them signs appear, though, when it's time.
That's God talking.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was just like the stars aligned with, you know, a tough time with Germany and my story, and I was just urging to give something out. So I'm blessed that, you know, I kind of went down this route.
we kind of touched on this prior to shooting today, but what do you say is next for Mind Bully, or where do you see yourself taking Mind Bully? The lifestyle and the podcast.
Yeah. You know, I just said I'm goal oriented, but I'm like, damn, that's a great question because I'm so ambitious, bro. I see it like anybody can benefit from this, but then there's a part of me that's like obviously humble. It's like it's just me, so I just want people to find themselves in my story where it's like you think you're down. You think you have this voice in your head telling you you're not this, you're not that. You're on the brink of almost thinking about doing something dangerous, but it's like that inner charge, that inner power, the real you pushing out and building out. I want people to know that that's the real them anyways. So it's like as far as God takes that message, as long as it goes, as wide as it goes, that's my goal for it. I'm definitely like energized and inspired by the different things that you guys got here with the video and like different elements to your podcast. So I would love to add that as well. But I think as I build, I got to focus on like my day to day and fine tuning. You know, this guy was like, he's watching film of his podcast, which I think that's dope.
Bro,
like that helps. But through all of that, through fine tuning, through studying, I think that it'll go as far as, you know, God takes it. So,
You know, we had the cab for you. I had to get you set right with something that you actually was familiar with a little bit.
Okay.
Told you it's the Biodynamic. I had to represent my boy. The next one we're going to try is Chardonnay. So if y'all listen to the last episode, we talked about how Chardonnay is the most widely grown white varietal. It's versatile. Wherever you growing it, that's basically where it's gonna taste like. So this one is another biodynamic line from the same company, Fry, which is a woman producer. So y'all go, you know, shout her out.
Yeah.
But so yeah, let's try this one, y'all.
I tried it.
How you feel about it?
It's cool. Like, I definitely
Prefer
like,
the cab?
yeah, I'm a cab guy.
I feel that.
Yeah, like Chardonnay, like I said, it's hit or miss for me. I typically don't like the buttery ones, like I mentioned last time, but I mean it's cool. It's cool, whatever.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Not for you.
Say the least.
Maybe to cook with. You might can do the cooking with it.
Nah.
Everybody got their own style.
Yeah, blend it with a lot of flavors.
Nah. So this one is so the name of this Chardonnay actually is the Sun and Rain. So like I told you earlier with the biodynamics, it's all like natural, organic stuff. So you know, to get into that Sun and Rain part of it, let's talk about a little bit of rain that you know that happened in your life.
Yeah.
When you went overseas, you know, I feel like I was happy for you. Like when we're going to Germany, top league, like finna hoop, one of the best teams, and everything started looking good, and then another injury hit. So let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah, it happened during the pandemic. Like I was blessed to have the opportunity to play in Germany, Bamberg, with a real cultured team, like a rich team, like one of the top teams over there. And going into it, you don't know what's going to happen, right? Yeah. It's your first time going overseas, going with this journey.
Did you have like an idea? Like, did you talk to anybody like that played over there before you went?
You know, I didn't, but you kind of do your own Google.com research. Yeah. And I see guys like PJ Tucker, what's his name? Daniel Tice went there, and league guys like trying to do the transition that I've done, like go to Bamberg and then go to the league. So I'm comfortable, and it's a big money team, and I've got paid the most I've ever in my life, and I'm fortunate with the opportunity during COVID where I was in the G League, and they had there's a time period where they didn't know there was going to be another season, so we had to wait. And for my decision or my agent and for them to have a good plan for me, I was excited. So I go there. And like my first month, I tear my hamstring. I already had a torn hamstring, but I was dealing through that, and it was a tough situation after then. Like,
it's excruciating, right?
Yeah, you go from doing well, performing well, like you're hitting up your agent saying we love this guy, and then you're hurt, and now it's a different kind of mindset. Like when you're there and overseas, the coach is like everything, so he runs the show, and. After
he's a GM too.
Yeah, exactly.
He really is.
So there was pressure on him, I guess, from higher up to win, and So he was just basically making it so hard, like on me as a player. Like it'd be different. Like I'm so mentally strong to go through. You wake up at 6, you go to the gym at 8, you go through practice, you have a little break, and then you have weights, and then you go home, and then you do it all over again. Yeah, it would be easier if you had family or people around. But with COVID, due to COVID, I would just go to the gym and come back. And in Germany, we had like a 9 p.m. curfew to where it's like you just go home. Yeah. So me, the first time going overseas, don't know the language, no family, no friends, 9 p.m. curfew. All I heard was a coach like just saying like these profane things to me every single day. And I started believing it, and I started like internalizing with it. So there's one time I remember I go to the gym, because I was going to be me wherever I go. I go with sunglasses on, I go with a do-rag on. He makes a comment about it every single day. And so I watched myself, like, throughout the months become this different person, like a shell of myself and in my own head and those type of things. So that made it tough. And I think the real hard part about it is with it being COVID and being away from family and not being able to talk to anybody else and the 9 p.m. curfew, that it was just like a culmination of like negative, that really, kind of drove me to a breaking point of where I got to. But that's where I kind of, in that is where I came up with, having, not mind bully, but having, I got to give out, because the feeling that I feel now, I feel worthy, I feel like the worst I've ever been, and I'm this confident guy. Like, I shouldn't feel this low. Like, I was the lowest point I felt since the passing of my family. But going through that, I knew kind of in that moment still, like I was at a low point, but I know like I'm somebody greater, I'm somebody bigger, I'm somebody better, I'm somebody with purpose. And I know there's a lot of people listening to this podcast or in life. In that moment, I was thinking that go through these low points. And for me, it was just like, if I can make it through this and to tell my story, that could bring up and shed a light to a lot of people. So that's what I went through, but I kind of built myself up through those moments, through that time. So the rain to the sunshine.
Right.
Man. And I was gonna say that was Jordan's hardest segue since we've been doing it. I didn't want to mess it up, but that was tough. Yeah. All right, so like I look at your or the Mind Bully podcast IG page is like snippets of like, you say you need boost throughout the day of some empowering shit to keep going. One of them snippets that stuck with me, because it was like, it made me look at myself again, and it's like, even shit being transparent for you, just looking at shit for like this episode, but it was like, the clip was, what you said you'll do, are you sticking to that?
Yeah. And
it was like, bro, when I saw it, it was like, damn, everybody got their New Year's resolutions or shit, even after I'm gonna do this, and this.
Yeah.
It's like, my nigga, are you really doing that? Or was that just some shit you said? Bro, I rocked with that, but your page in general is just shit for people who not following Mind Bully. It's it's little pick-me-ups, little 15, 30-second snippets, but it's damn, it made me look at myself you bullshit.
That's well. I appreciate you being there, hard. But it's just for me. I chat a lot of shit. I talk a lot, but I feel like people need that, that motivation. And the way that I think the episode that was referring to is the quarters. You went through the first January, February, March. Time to reload. Are you doing what you said you were gonna do January 1st? And a lot of people look towards other people, or they get out of their lane. But if they stay in their lane, they stay to what they said they were gonna do. There's less traffic in your lane. Stay in your damn lane. Yep. So it's to remind yourself on what I said I was going to do. Okay, today I can get better. Today I can get better. It's just the 1% each and every day. There's a lot of people, they stray away from that. But hopefully just hearing somebody that's a regular dude, go through his life can help anybody listening to help them in their day. So
yeah, it helped me, because it was just it kind of put into perspective, nigga, you're normal too. Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah, that was hard. Appreciate it. That's love. Yeah.
Yeah, and also going and when I listen to your podcast, and I always pull stuff from it. But you posted on your last episode, actually, you talked about our passion for everybody to win, which is something like, bruh, listening to you this whole time talking, that's prevalent in everything that you're talking about. Where do you think that like originally came from?
Ooh, that's a great question, bro. I don't know where it came from, bro. But honestly, I don't give a damn. It's like it's the truth. Like so many people think you gotta compete or like you gotta you gotta look to that person. You look to that, bro. There's an abundance, bro. I'm on another podcast speaking of guys that I really care about, like, and this is a big thing. And there's no like inch of jealousy or anything in that. That's how life should be, bro.
That's the only way to grow.
And that's the only way to grow, to collaborate. And people listening, they're like, okay, that's dope. Like they're doing this and they have different elements. That's the only way to grow. So I don't honestly get any other way. Like I don't get the competing. And a lot of it sometimes it kind of derives from like sports culture where you think you gotta overtake that guy. But then when you overpack that, not to get super like, who's up there looking at you competing? What do they look like? Just to say, like, what are those faces looking at you try to beat each other and over? Like, come on, like,
crabs in a barrel.
Yeah. If you look at it from a different mentality, like, bro, I can help you build. I can help you with this like collaboration, bro. There's an abundance, bro. They were just printing out money this whole year, bro. Go get it with going with somebody else. So I like that you asked that question. Honestly, I don't know where they came from, but I don't think that matters. It's just like that's what it should be. Like we should be, bigging each other up and helping each other, not just like, oh, what he got, I got to get this better. Nah, it's like we can all win through like we learn and we understand and helping each other win. That's the key for me. So.
Yeah, and that's something we've touched on like on a couple episodes, bro. Like damn near everyone, like because we had them same sentiments. It's like, bro, like. I want everybody to win. Like, why wouldn't I? Like, when your circle and like everybody that you got hands on or got hands on you, when everybody winning, bro, everybody is going up, bro. Like,
if everybody wins, you can't lose.
Like, not even saying that I'm just some big person, but like I've been to stages and I have friends that are still at different stages in their life, and like for me, it's like, bro, who am I not to give knowledge or try to pour as much as I can? Bro, why would I want this by myself? I honestly don't get people like that.
It's not fun when you get to the top. Because you're the only motherfucker up there. Yeah. You're the only one with the bag. You're the only one with the knowledge. You're the only. So now it's like you can't really enjoy yourself because you keeping your treasure close to you.
You on your phone, you looking at what they doing.
Bruh,
like, bro, help them.
You just brought them up here with you and y'all could party.
Yes. I don't get that, bro. That is a problem.
Like Jay-Z said, like, bro, you only successful as the lowest person in your group.
Bro.
Yeah.
And like talking to, like, I'm glad I got friends like y'all and even my cousin Nene, like I want to come out here like eventually, but like we was talking the other week and she like has 2 booming businesses.
Yep.
And like she got to the point where she asked like everybody in our family for the most part, that's doing what they supposed to be doing, but like, okay, you do the accounting, you do this over here. Like she want everybody to like contribute to winning.
That's hard,
And I'm telling you, that's what at the end of the day, that's gonna make you better too.
I push my friends, like I push even you, Tevin, Andrew. I push. Like Andrew has a good job at tech, but I'm pushing but he's in a spot where he works with donors, like bro, bags. So I'm like, yeah, you work for tech. I love tech, but what are you gaining out of that? What can you build? Like, what are you learning? Like, they have to do something like similar. All those people with money, how can you grow in you? Like, what are you? I think that your net worth is going to be the span or the sum of all your 5 closest friends. That's your net worth. Like, so if they not doing nothing, that's how you going to be. So either you're going to be the leader to get everybody on board or somebody else, but somebody has to do it. And it's not on people to just like complacent in this mindset of the past or your parents' mindset. It's like, nah, bro, it's 2022. They print out money. I have a different mindset for my life. Go with that and lead others to that. So, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Nah, this is dope for sure, man. Well, we're finna get out of here, man. I feel like this was, like I said last time, and this is probably my favorite episode. And I hope it's like that as we keep going. We're gonna keep getting better. Yeah. But we definitely got into some good conversation.
I love this.
Drank some good wine and okay wine.
That shit was.
Nah, but Yeah, man. So you got anything for the people before you get out of here?
No, I just want people to understand what you guys are doing. Like, yeah, you're building as you grow, you'll gain a following, but you're doing something different. You're challenging yourself every episode. You're building with each other. You got like brands of wine. You're incorporating things like you said. Like the wine space didn't have black faces, so for you guys to do that and to bring guests that can bring value, like this is huge.
Yeah.
And a lot of people they don't see like the details and what they're doing until like, oh, they got followers. But like, what are the seeds and what I'm doing to what I'm planting now? That's the energy that charges me even seeing it. Like these guys get it, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people our age, they just want it. They just want it. They just want it. But what is the passion you putting in to water those seeds now? And I see it like I come in, you guys are fixing the camera, making everything make sure it's legit. Like that shows like a passion for something. And I feel like if you're listening, if you got a passion for something, it's on you to water that seed. Like nobody else is gonna tell you, nobody else is gonna big you up. But once you get there, they're like, oh, but like it feels so good when you know like you connected with the real reason you're doing it from the start and for it to build. So I look forward to watching this thing grow and to build. And like from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate like me coming on this and being with you guys.
Bro,
speaking,
you're a legend. Like I know you humble, but to us, to Fort Worth, you a legend, bro. So like this episode for sure was special for me, and I know it's special for Joe. I really don't have no closing remarks. It was good wine, great conversation, better people.
Already.
I like that.
And it's like, how can we end it better than that? Nah, man, but thank y'all for tuning into episode 8. We're going to keep going. Like No said, we're going to keep going. And follow the Mind Bully Pod. Follow us at 94 Pours.
Appreciate it.
Tap into the website, 94pours.com. Everything. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And yeah, man, don't forget to tell us what's your pour.
Yes, sir.
That's hard. That's hard.